Hi, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Unapologetically Lee. I was prompted this morning as I was on my run. This is an extension of that little clip that I recorded during my run about how we are the creators of our world and this world, and the idea that this matrix, this world that we're living in, this human experience is a game, and that the idea that the game is testing us to see if we are going to claim our creativity, our power, our creative force to change our reality through the mind and through intention. And also, like, I see gears changing, so changing our patterns and our thought forms. And the image that really inspired me, I will insert it here, is the one, if you've seen Avatar, The Last Airbender, is when Aang was taking Fire Lord's Ozai's power away from him. And so Fire Lord Ozai is like an evil energy, right? Like a dense energy. It's when the shadow energy or the dark energy within someone overtakes that person and wants to corrupt and overtake and siphon and possess another person and take away their free will, right? That's evil. And then Aang, who is pure light and love and compassion, is in a different color, and it shows them both separate. But then when the teaching was, when Aang was taking the power away from Ozai, he has to bring in Fire Lord Ozai's energy within himself, and it almost overtakes him. So he becomes, the imagery is like almost all red, and his blue color, his innocence, his purity was almost overtaken and overran. And that represents, in this reality right now, I feel like it was such a beautiful imagery for the realities that we are facing today, in those war-ridden areas or areas in the United States that are struggling with like lower density vibrations that are around. That we have a choice, that we can be overridden and be taken by our situations, right? We can tell those stories to ourselves, and we can allow those stories to lead us on a path wherever it wants to lead. And these are the lower density vibrations, the archons, the ones that are wanting to control humanity right now. And these archons, the thing about it is, like, we have so many timelines right now up in the air. And this is what I learned too, that these timelines are made up, right? There's I don't know, X amount of like lower timeline density choices that could possibly happen. And then there's higher timelines. None of these timelines are set in stone. It depends on the collective. This goes back to the recording I did during my run. It depends on the collective, on where they put their intention to. If they believe the false narrative, which is the narrative of everything is falling apart, we have no control, that we should be in a state of fear because these upper powers like ICE or ISIS, it's funny how that is, ICE and ISIS, anyways, and the governments are like taking away our power. But yes, physically they are like trying to harm us and trying to put us in a lower vibration, but they do not have control of your inner world. And I think this is a key message that I really, really want to bring out and want to empower people in these places, is that though your external world is very difficult, it's a test to you to see how strong you are mentally, and like how peaceful you're gonna hold that ground, that peace and that love and that grace and that joy and that enlightenment, you know, and understanding. Yes, you know, when you're trying to survive, come at it from a peaceful mindset, not a lack mindset. It's such a small difference, you know, and knowing, telling yourself, I will survive, I will find something, I will find something, you know, changing that narrative inside your head, instead of like, you know, people are out to get me, or I just need to survive, or I could die. You know what I mean? Yes, we all could die. To be honest, like, I could be get in a car accident and I could die in the next moment or whatever. You know, it's a possibility. That's the thing. Like, life is, like, human life is thought of, it's just temporary, right? But to be honest, the funny thing is, like, I think about Avatar, the Navi, right? And fire and ash. That energy is only borrowed, right? Our energy in our bodies are only borrowed for this moment to live this experience, and then we have to give it back to source or spirit or God, or in the Navi, Iwa, I can't remember. It's been a while few weeks since I watched the movie. But so everything is just borrowed. Energy never truly dies. Yes, the physical body dies, but if you have that higher understanding that everything is energy, and that you will truly live on, then you can go past it. I think that's where humanity is. I mean, it's easy for me to say that because I'm not in a place where I feel threatened, but I have friends and I hear stories, and I feel it. I feel like, because I'm an empath, I can feel the energy of as if I was there, right? And this is the real test, the ultimate test, the big bad guy test. Like I said, life is a game, right? To get to the next level is to overcome this and get yourself out of that situation. You know what I mean? And I think about the people who were in a Desert Storm, you know, who fled their country and who were brave enough to, like, step into something new, you know, and get away from that old way of living. I mean, that's what we have to do, is be brave and step out of our own comforts, you know, the things that we used to know, and move if need be, you know. And it really is a choice. And I just hope that the people who find this will find the courage to take the leap and do what's best for them and their family and their loved ones, whoever you're connected with. Now is a difficult time. It's a transition, and to be honest, I feel like it's going to hit every single person. It hasn't hit me yet, and I know, like, in my last video, my little short clip there, I talked about, like, if I were to be in that position, I would want someone to hold the light. And I hope that I will be praying set the intention for prayers to go out, whoever wishes to receive it. That may you find the courage and the strength to do what's right for you, so that you may be and grow into the best version of yourself. And sometimes that means like moving away from something that you used to know and love because it's no longer safe, you know. And it's a hard thing. Like I can't imagine doing that. But, you know, if all else fails, I think about my children and my loved ones and how I want them to be safe. And I would do anything to keep them safe, you know. And I would love to have someone to hold that light for me. And this is why I wanted to make this video, to shed that light, to hold the light, the beacon of light for those who are in a transition right now, who are deciding, like, is this a safe place for me or not? And if it's not, then I'm gonna hold my light up until the point that I am in a safe place, and allow myself to, like, I can see people just crumbling whenever you feel safe, you know. And my parents too were in a situation like that. They were in the Vietnam War, and so I can only imagine. I mean, being, you know, born into that and being in my mother's womb and the ancestry with that, the ancestral lineage of that. My mom saw like two wars, right? It was the Cambodian and then the Vietnam. But anyways, it was a lot. So she carried a lot of that in her, and I feel it within me. And so I know I physically haven't experienced it, but energetically I have. And working through it. I mean, we're always working through. So I hope that your day, evening, night, whatever it is, may it be filled with peace, love, grace, and gratitude. Know that you are divinely guided, and follow your intuition and making those hard choices, you know. Source and spirit is with you. I am with you. And your guardian angels, ancestors of the highest light will always be with you. May the planet, Mother Gaia, experience healing during this time, and clarity. And yeah, much love to everyone. Bye.